Yukizi sat in front of the mirror, tears streaming down her cheeks, her shoulders shaking as guilt washed over her again. She whispered to her reflection, "I did it again. Why can't I stop?" It all began years earlier, when she was 19, young, curious, and eager to feel grown. Her body had started to blossom, and with that came questions she didn't know how to ask. So she turned to her friends. One afternoon, a group of them pooled their money and bought a stack of CDs containing adult films. "These will teach us how mature women behave," one friend had said proudly. At the time, it seemed innocent, just curiosity, just learning, just exploring. But what started as a playful adventure quickly hardened into a quiet, consuming addiction. Since Yukizi didn't have her own phone, she waited for her mother to leave for work. The moment the house was empty, she would pull out the old videocassette player and watch. Her father worked far away. She was alone most days, no supervision, no guidance, no one to interrupt her. Loneliness became the perfect breeding ground for temptation. Every day the same thought whispered to her. Just one more. But one more became 2. Then 10. Then hours. And with every session, her heart grew heavier. Her mind grew darker. She wanted more intensity, more stimulation, more escape. Soon, she stopped hanging out with her friends. She avoided conversations. She felt dirty, unworthy, and ashamed. Even in a crowded room, she felt like everyone could see her hidden sin. The addiction began to rewire her mind. Her confidence shattered. She no longer saw herself as beautiful or valuable. Her ability to focus disappeared. Her mind drifted to scenes she wished she'd never watched. Her relationship suffered. She became distant, emotionally detached, constantly battling guilt. Her spiritual life collapsed. Every time she prayed, a voice whispered, "You're too filthy for God." Her self-image twisted. She compared herself to unrealistic sins, believing she was not enough. Her joy drained away. Pleasure turned into prison. And worst of all, she felt unworthy of God's love. She was a youth leader in church. A role model. Her parents' pride. So how could she confess this? What would people think of her? A homie. A church leader. Hubba. People will judge me. She made promises to herself, "I will stop. For real this time." But each time, temptation returned, whispering sweetly, "Just one more." And she fell again. The cycle was unbearable. Pray, fail, cry, promise, repeat. She stopped praying. She stopped reading her Bible. She felt abandoned by God, though deep inside, she knew she was the one running away. One evening, broken and exhausted, Yukizi sat in her room, staring at her reflection. Her eyes were red, her face pale, her heart empty. For the first time, she whispered through tears, "Jesus, please take control. I can't do this alone." It was the most honest prayer she had ever prayed. The next day, she gathered her courage and approached her pastor. Her heart pounded, knees trembling, expecting judgment, shame, rejection. Instead, she received love. Her pastor listened gently, corrected her with wisdom, and reminded her, "He reveals the wound so he can heal it." He helped her find an accountability partner, someone she could trust, someone to walk the journey with her. He taught her, "Don't magnify the struggle, magnify Jesus." The flesh must be disciplined, the spirit must be strengthened. Temptation thrives in secrecy but loses power in the light. Yukizi learned that Jesus wasn't disgusted by her weakness. He wasn't ashamed of her struggle. He wasn't surprised by her battle. He was simply knocking. "If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and dine with them." Yukizi opened the door. And step by step, day by day, prayer by prayer, she found freedom not by her strength, but by His. Her journey wasn't perfect, but it was real. She learned that addiction loses power when exposed to the light. Shame is broken by confession and accountability. Healing comes when we let Jesus in. And every time temptation whispered just one more, she learned to answer, "No. Jesus is enough."